Welcome, Knuckle fans. Another wonderful episode here. We got our special guest today with us, Nicola Hopewell. So thanks for tuning in, Nicola. Thank you for joining us today. I know you're a very busy woman. Making all these wonderful strides through the division of the women's boxing. Thank you again for coming. Let's just get right into it. The fans want to know, what age did you start boxing
at? I was 23 when I had my first fight. I was
You were
20 when I
professional?
started training. Well, that was amateur. I went professional last year, so I was 28.
Wow. Okay. So, what made you decide to get into boxing in the beginning?
Well, a gym opened down the road from me, and I just went to a ladies' boxercise just to get fit, really, with one of my neighbours. And then I just liked it. So then I just went to the actual boxing class and started learning all the skills. Instead of just the boxercise part, I started doing the skills and the pad work, the sparring, and just loved it, really. And then not stopped since.
So then you love
I quite enjoy punching people.
That's great. That's great. Hey, you know what? You have to love punching people to get into it. That's true. Who pushed you into who influenced you to actually start competing as an amateur?
I think when I was just training, and as I just upped my days at the gym and stuff, my coach said to me, "You should have an amateur fight." And he'd got a show in the October, and this were only the summer. And he said, "Oh, we've got the doctor coming down, get your medical and everything. Then when you're ready, I can put you in for the show." So I just went along with it, really. And then I had my first amateur fight, the girl in the third round. From there, I was just gonna have that one, just to see what it was like, just to say I'd done it, sort of thing. But then I stopped her in the third round, and then I just wanted to do it again.
You got bit by the bug quick, eh? So, how many amateur fights did you actually compete in?
I had 32 amateur fights, and I won 23 of them.
Wow. Do you recall the feelings that came over you during your first win as an amateur?
I just couldn't believe it, really. And then to stop her as well. I don't know. I can't really remember. I just couldn't believe it. So bit overwhelmed, I think.
So you had 32 fights, 28 victories. So what made you decide to go pro? Because you do still hold a real job, right? Like, you do have a regular job now, or did you give that up?
Yeah. No, I've still got a job. I'm an assistant product manager at quite a large retailer over here. So I'm still doing that full time, Monday to Friday, 8 till 4 every day. But yeah, turning pro. So my coach, we used to just be an amateur boxing gym, and then my coach did all this pro course and everything like that. And we had one of the lads turn pro at the gym, so he was the first one. And then I just spoke to my coach Chris about it, because it got to the point in the amateurs where I was boxing the same people over and over again. I think I boxed one girl 4 times. I boxed another girl 3 times. So it because there weren't that many of us. So yeah, just that really, probably the people I were boxing. And then I just thought it was the right time just to try something new as well.
Do you find it hard to juggle both boxing and a full-time career?
It can be quite tough and it can be quite tiring, yeah. But I do it because I enjoy it. I do enjoy my job. I love what I do. But then I also like boxing as well. So I just make sure that I get up that extra hour earlier so I can do my runs before work, and then I make sure I finish work on time. So I manage my time while I'm working as well, so I can make sure I log off on time to then get to the gym. So yeah, it's a lot of time management, but I do it and I enjoy it.
You do? Any plans to ever hang up the actual job and just box full time?
I don't know. It all depends on if I can afford it.
Too soon. So since you work on a regular and you work full time, can you run us through a day of, say, fight camp when you're getting ready for your next fight and you enter your fight camp for the 6 or 8 weeks or whatever you do? How do you can you run us through a daily routine of how you're going to run that down?
Yeah, so on a day when I'm in camp, so like today, for example, I got up at 6. I did my run. I went to work for 8. I got home at 4:30. Quickly got changed to the gym for about 5:15. Then I got home about 7:15. And then just had a shower, had my tea, and then come and speak to you. But usually I probably just watch a little bit of telly and go bed. So I do that probably 6 weeks every day, 6 weeks out from camp, and then obviously fit in sparring in between on the weekend, like every other Saturday, and then in the week whenever we have the sparring.
That's some huge dedication. Honestly, I congratulate you on your effort, and you know what? It's paying off with this wonderful undefeated record you have right now. Can you describe the first time you knocked somebody out and the feeling that you went through?
In my pro fight, I stopped the first girl, and it was a body shot, and she did actually fall to the canvas as well, and I froze, and I froze again in my third fight as well. I did it both times. I just froze and like worried that I'd hurt them really. But then it was just that feeling that I knew I'd won because I didn't let it go to the scorecard. So quite happy.
I guess it's a good feeling when you don't have to go to the judges.
Yeah,
right.
Because I've had some dodgy decisions in the amateurs, so when I turned pro, I was determined, like, yeah, I'm gonna win them.
So is the amateur series over there? Is it very political and it's hard to navigate through it, and it's very shallow? You were saying because you did fight for like the same girl 4 times. So the talent pool over there in your weight class, is it not as big as is somewhere like other parts of the world?
When I finished, probably in my last year or so, it had started getting bigger, and there were a lot more. But when I first started, I was going up and down weights all the time. So I was boxing at flyweight in the amateurs, which is in the amateurs it's 48 to 51 kilos. But I can remember one show that we had in workshop, we couldn't get anyone. So I once went down under 49. And then I weighed, because that weren't my normal weight, and I tried like really hard to get down, and I weighed in just over, I think it was like 49.3 or something like that. And the girl, she weighed in at like 48.8 or something like that. There was nothing in it. It could have easily gone, but her coach saying because I didn't make 49, they weren't taking it fight. But I tried so hard, but I think I was too tall. There was nothing on me anyway, and I was drained. So I couldn't have done no more with that. But then there's other instances where I went up and boxed a girl at 55. So wow. I was like moving up and down quite a lot.
That's tough. So you must have your weight cutting down to a science at this point. How long does it take you? How long does it take you to literally cut weight for a fight? Like
in the pros, I walk around probably between 52.5 to probably 53.5, anywhere in between that. And I box at 52, so I'm not cutting that much. After the thing in the amateurs when I tried to get down, I decided I weren't doing that again because it was too much. It's a big drain on the body.
It's a big drain on the body, right? It's a toll to have to drop weight like that.
Yeah, I'd never do that again. So yeah, I box just about probably what I walk around at. I don't cut a lot of weight.
What's the nutrition plan look like? What kind of foods do you eat? And do you sneak any like McDonald's or fast food, anything like that, or are you like strictly on a regimen to stay at that weight?
I eat a lot of like fruit and vegetables. I'd say my diet's quite balanced. And I do have the odd treat. I think if you don't have the odd treat, like it's not good for you. Because I spoke about this actually yesterday. He said I had to mention it actually. I did an interview with Last Bell Boxing. I think you go on their show sometimes. Yeah. And we spoke about this, and I said last time I didn't have anything. I was really good. I was really strict. But then after my fight, I just like pigged out and had everything. So, and I've not done it this time. I've been quite good. I've kept a balanced diet. My weight's like, I'm just about my fight weight now. My fight's not till the end of July. But I've also been having the odd treat just to keep me sane.
That's good. That's good. So yes, you are fighting at the end of July. Who's the opponent this time?
My opponent's from Spain. She's called Yvette Garcia.
Are you worried about this one?
I've seen a few videos of her. Yeah, I've not seen any fight footage. She looks quite quick, so I think it'll be probably quite an even fight. So we'll have to see. But
Honestly, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
To stay undefeated. It should be a great fight. You know what? I'm gonna throw it out there. If you could have a dream fight with any fighter in the world, living or dead, who would it be?
Oh, I don't know. I've got to say Nicola Adams, because I've sparred her before.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'd always said that I'd like to have a fight with her, but I did get the chance to spar her, but she's retired now, so.
Right. Do you have any? Okay, so the team, you guys are going. You got a fight coming up at the end of July. Do you have any other short-term goals for the next, say, 6 months to a year? Where do you want to be?
The next 6 months, I'm boxing for the a European title in September, so I want to win that. That's against a girl from Argentina. She's got quite a good record as well. That's going to be a tough fight. That's going to be a real challenge for me. But I'm looking forward to it because I like a challenge, and I want to see where I am. And then if I get past that, probably they've said an interim world title in December for WIBA, I think it was called. So yeah, they're probably my goals for the end of this year to get past those fights.
How about some long-term goals? How about some long-term goals? Say 5 years from now.
Not sure. I like to take each fight as it comes, but
just don't think too far ahead. Take each fight as it comes. I get that.
Yeah, I usually keep them in my head. The long-term ones.
So at what point did you realize that you could really make a career out of professional boxing?
Maybe again after my first fight, when I realized that I could do it, because sometimes I'm not the most confident and I just need a little bit of a push. And then once I'd done that, then I think I realized that actually, like the amateurs, once I did my amateur fights and got through that first one, I was like, oh, actually, I want to do this. And then it was the same with the professional one. Like, I was really nervous. But then I was like, oh, actually, this is something I want to do. Like, I'm glad I've done it.
Oh, wow. That's excellent. You know what? Honestly, I like watching you box. It's great. You're an amazing fighter. You've come a long way so far, in such a short time. You got a great ring. You got great ring IQ at such an early stage in this game. You're still training with Chris Boyle. Is that it? He's still your head coach?
Yeah.
What's who else is part of the Hurricane team?
So there's Chris, who's my manager and my coach. And then we've got a few girls at the gym. So we've got Holly and Ellie. So Holly and Ellie are also professional fighters.
Right.
But Holly and Ellie, we've also done all our cornering course as well. So we go in each other's corner. And then we've got a few lads in the gym as well. So we've got Cameron, Alvis, Richard. So they're all part of the team as well. So one big team.
What's the team name?
Balls Pro Boxing.
Okay. Awesome. In the sport right now, what do you want to be known as? You want to be feared or you want to be loved?
Feared or loved?
Feared or loved, or both?
Loved. I don't think I'm scary enough to be feared.
Well, you know what? I'd say different, man. When you watch some of your fights, I'd be afraid to stand on the other side of the ring as you. Honestly, with those heavy hands you got, for sure. I'd be a little afraid. So you know what? I'm saying fear. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind in the sport when you're ready to just walk away and hang it up and pursue other things?
There's quite a lot of younger girls at our gym, and I feel like through the amateurs, when they was a lot younger as well, and when I was like amateur and stuff, they've always kind of looked up to me. So maybe just those girls at the gym, and just like if it's something they want to do, and they can do it, they just need to carry on doing what they're doing, and just inspire the next generation, really.
Yeah, honestly, the next generation I think is going to have it a little easier than you guys have had.
Yeah,
I know women's boxing has really made leaps and bounds from where it was even last year. You
yeah,
know,
this year's
with
come on loads.
with having its first all women's card, you know, having Clarissa Shields, you know, secure legacy by becoming undisputed in two different weight classes. Where would you
Yeah,
like to see women's boxing at in the next 5 years?
just keep growing and like women headlining cards as well, like the big cards. I'd love to see that.
Honestly, I believe some of the bigger cards, you know, out there where the women are headlining have been some of
Mhm.
the more exciting fights this year.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
what do you think has led to that? The fact that maybe the fan base is getting bigger, women are becoming more
Yeah.
exciting as fighters.
I think women are exciting to watch, and I know there's this thing of like women boxing 3-minute rounds, but I'm not sure if it's women boxing 2-minute rounds that makes the fights more exciting. Because like I was saying in an interview not long ago, when I'm watching like a male boxing fight and it's 12 3-minute rounds, it can get to the 6th round and like they're still like not into the fight and it can be a little bit slow. Where when the women are fighting and it's like 10-2s, they get straight into it straight away, and I just feel like it's a bit more exciting.
I feel I
But
feel like I feel like they don't let the politics get in the way of it, and they're just
yeah,
willing to
that as
fight.
well.
You're willing to fight whoever, whenever, just to get in there and
Yeah,
get the experience.
and like we don't, like a lot of us don't turn fights down as well, and like pick and choose opponents. We just fight who's put in front of us really. And
You know what? Honestly, yeah, it is. And honestly, I think men's boxing needs to, take a look at what women are doing right now, man. Stop all this politics stuff that's getting in the way of these great fights that we want to see. Um, what do you think about this whole YouTube generation? Do you want to get your thoughts on that?
I feel, I think it's a bit stupid really. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
it
just
is.
think it's a little bit daft. Like
Yeah,
I think someone's gonna get hurt if they like that one the other week. I can't remember what it were. Mayweather.
Mayweather and Logan Paul.
Yeah, Logan Paul. That was it. Yeah, I just think it's a bit silly.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't.
I do believe somebody will eventually get hurt, and then
Yeah, I
all
do.
these strides that have been made. For me, I feel that it's actually taken away, taken away fans from those who are actually trying really hard.
Yeah,
Like look
yeah,
at you.
because there's people like
You work a
training
full
all
time
the
job.
time and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's a lot more like full-time job and training as well, and they're not getting the opportunities that these YouTubers are getting, and they seem to be training more and achieving more, and these YouTubers are just getting in the ring with it more. I just think it's a bit.
I don't like the fact that they're gaining professional records here with these
Yeah,
sleepy fights. It's got to be upsetting to somebody like you who works so hard at what you do. You dedicate yourself by working since like you work full time, you train full time,
yeah,
and then it's got to suck. It does got to suck. Uh,
yeah.
would you fight him?
What, Logan Paul?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? It's a fight.
Oh man. What's your favorite part about training, and what's your worst part about training? What do you like to do, and what do you hate to do when you train?
Oh, I don't know. I like all of it.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't like the conditioning stuff. Like when we don't do it very often, but like when they're punching your belly, like conditioning your belly. I don't like that.
No, that's gotta suck.
Yeah, that's probably the worst part. My favourite part, I don't know. I love the pad work and I love sparring. I even don't mind running because I do quite like running because I've always run since being a kid anyway, so that don't bother me. I don't know. I love it all. I do like sparring though.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with liking it all. There are people that hate it. There are people that like it. You love it all. It's great.
Yeah.
So, describe. Okay, in a situation, amateur or pro, describe a time where you were being, you had to overcome somebody stronger, somebody taller, somebody faster than you, and how did you overcome that? What tools did you use in your repertoire to overcome somebody like that?
Ooh. I think when I was in the amateurs and I spoke about that girl that was like 55 kilos or something, she was a lot bigger than me, and clearly a lot bigger than me, a lot taller, a lot bigger. Like I had to adapt and I had to use my movement, and I couldn't stand and trade with her like I would somebody my own size, because I knew she was a lot stronger than me. So I guess just like moving and adapting to that. And then I once entered the first time I entered the elite championships, I come up a girl that actually went to win gold at the Commonwealth Games, and I'd had 16 fights at the time, and she'd had like 140. So, and I knew this before I got in the ring, so I was so nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I was going to get through the fight because I was still quite novice then, like 16 fights against that. But the only way I can explain it is I bit down on my gum shield and I just threw everything I had, and I got through the fight. I lost it, but it was a great experience for me. But it was just the adapting to what I had to deal with in the ring, and her ring IQ compared to mine at that time was a lot better. But I enjoyed it. Got through it.
That's good. That's awesome. Any words to give the the next generation up and coming young fighters on how to achieve what they want to achieve, like becoming pro?
Train hard and focus on what you want to do. Like set your goals, but like I only set little goals. Like I know my goal for the end of this year. I can't say a 5-year goal because I've only set it to this year. But just train hard really, and know what you gotta do. And if you need advice, then reach out for it because there's plenty of us.
Any plans on maybe coaching any up and coming females?
Maybe when I finish boxing, yeah. I started before COVID and stuff. I did do my amateur boxing course with England Boxing, but that's run out now. But yeah, I did my level 1. So I started doing little bits, but hopefully I'll be able to get back into that, but not until I finish boxing.
Right.
Because with the job and everything like that, I'd be at the gym literally all night. If I see the kids as well.
I just realized you'd have to live in the gym at that point, right? Work your training and then training other people.
So I think it's something for after.
How did COVID affect your training? Did you find it hard to train during the COVID situation and stay busy?
Not really. It only really affected us. We had a few lockdowns, and it only really affected me the first lockdown when they completely shut all the gyms. But then after a few months, they reopened them, and professional athletes could then go back. So it was just really us in the gym because we were the only ones that allowed to go. So really, it didn't really affect us. And if nothing else, it was probably a little bit better because we got the gym to ourselves and like used it as and when we wanted. So. Yeah, and we also had fights through COVID as well. We had one last September, which was behind closed doors. So obviously we had to train for that as well. We had one in April, so we had to train for that. But it's pretty much now back to normal.
Right, you guys are fully open from there, right?
Yeah, but yeah, gyms are like running as they should now. It's just like the amateur boxing side isn't up and like competing yet where we can. I don't think they're competing until, I don't know if it's like September or October. But apart from that, the gyms and everything are running like they usually would.
Wow, that's we're still kind of in the lockdown situation over here in Canada. Yeah. So unfortunately, we don't get the good privileges that you guys do right at the moment.
We've still got restrictions and stuff, and the country isn't open normal how it should be. But it's better than it was.
Okay. What do you think makes you what skills do you have that you think makes you the elite athlete you are today?
I'm quick. I'm quick on my feet, but I'm also strong. So I'm a bit of both. So I think I can, depending on the opponent I can adapt quite quick using my feet.
Well, what skills do you think you have to work on to achieve your long-term goals that you want to achieve?
I think there's always room for improvement on whatever you do. So even my footwork, I've just said that's one of my positives, but then I still think there's a lot more to do. There's a lot more to work on. So just constantly improving.
Constantly
learning.
Okay. Well, you know what? I don't want to keep you too much longer, Nicola. I know we're coming up on almost a half an hour mark. I know you're very busy. I know it's late over there. It's kind of early over here. I want to get you back. Definitely want to get you back in here again after, maybe after your next fight for another interview.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I had a blast. Honestly, I've been watching your career since you started in the pros. I thoroughly enjoy watching you fight. You're definitely what we like on the Talkin Fight family, and that's a finisher. And you do finish your opponent's fan, and we do like that. Honestly, I'm glad that I'm able to put you out there to our North American fans, get them on your train, because you know what, I believe that you're going to achieve this world championship status that you're training so hard for. You definitely have the tools. You definitely have the right team behind you. And you know what? The sky's the limit for your career. Whatever you can imagine, I'm sure you're going to be able to achieve, because you definitely have the work ethic that a lot of people don't. And I congratulate you, and thank you again for taking out the time to come out and talk to us here at Knuckle.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you. Me too.
All right, Knuckle Up fans around the world, thank you again for tuning in to another wonderful episode of Knuckle Up, featuring Mike Orford and our special guest, Nicola Hurricane Hopewell. Before I forget, before we sign off, where did we get Hurricane from?
Me and my friends had a discussion about it, and we just thought it fit because I'm just fast and quick and like a storm.
You come in there and you beat them like a hurricane. Yes.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here, right here. Nicola Hurricane Hopewell. Thank you again for tuning in. See you next week. Or sorry, tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow for another wonderful episode of Knuckle Up before Mike Orr. And jab that like, hook, subscribe, knock us out those comments. If you would like and share it. Mike Orr 4.